In this box, I've got a project that I started a couple of years ago now, and it's been sat in its box on the shelf, waiting to be finished. And now I think the time has come to get to work, because I just bought myself a laser cutter. And with a laser cutter you can make bits of wood that look like this. And if you can make lots of pieces of wood like that, you end up with a mini arcade machine. So let's get the box opened up and see what's inside. So, Space Invaders running on the Arduino. Now, I know you're all dying to see the game, so I'll just shut up for a while and play a level. Anyway, I think you get the idea. So let's get back to the project. Now, many people think that Space Invaders is simple black and white graphics, but that's not true at all, because the Space Invaders cabinet, the original arcade machine, which I've got a 3D model of here, is very special. And let me show you why. Let me zoom in a bit. So what we have here is the screen is kind of down here in horizontal. Down here. And then in the background we've got a spacey background with a little wooden planet. It's made of plywood in the original machine. And hidden behind the planet is an ultraviolet light, this tube here. So ultraviolet tube, and that lights up all the background in this kind of weird purpley glow. And then what we have is, in the middle of the machine, here, we have a piece of glass which reflects the screen, the graphics on the screen, here. And the graphics look like they're hanging in the middle of the machine, where you see this graphic here. Okay. So when you're looking from the front, what you see is the Space Invaders floating in the middle of the machine. So it's kind of got this 3D depth to it. It's got layers, got the back layer, the Space Invaders layer. And then on the front panel, you've got another layer of graphics. You see these graphics here, they stick into your field of view. And the whole thing gets this really deep sort of depth effect. Put the sign on as well. with full color background, and it's already rather nice. So the idea of this project is to recreate not just the game, but also this cabinet in all its glory and make it as small as possible. So what have we got? This is the game as I made it. Let me just disconnect the speaker. And what we've got is we've got a TFT screen here, and this is powered by an Arduino Pro Mini. This chip here, this does all the game. And then at the top here, all this section here at the top, these two chips, that's for the sound. So there's a digital to analog converter here, and then an audio amplifier. And this bit here is complete overkill. When I did this, I just went, I've got these chips, I'll put them in. But I think we need to redesign all of that, which we will talk about later. But basically, this is the machine as it is. Now, if we look at this cabinet, which I like the size of, if I can get it this small, I'll be happy. Let me just take it to bits. And we can see that this screen is much too big. This would never fit inside this case. And remember, it has to go, eventually it has to go horizontally down there. So, you know, this is massive. Not going to fit. So the first thing we need is a new screen. So let's talk about the game. Space Invaders. Graphics is 224 by 256 pixels. So we need a screen with that many pixels. And when I originally programmed this game, this was the smallest screen I could find that had enough pixels. So that's the one I went with. But since then, there's some more screens. So I went on AliExpress a few weeks ago, and I found this. This is a 240 by 240 pixel screen. As you can see, it is much, much smaller than the original. And this screen does fit inside there. I mean, it could go at the front there, which is probably where I'm going to put it for the prototype. And it will also fit horizontally down there in the final machine. Now, I know what you're thinking. This has got 256, this is only 240, but there's a little bit of a cheat. In the Space Invaders game, there's 8 pixels at the bottom of the screen, which are never used, and also 8 pixels at the top of the screen, which are never used. So even though the hardware can do 256 pixels, the actual game is only 240 pixels. So this screen, it works. So that's one problem solved. And the next thing we need to do, like I mentioned before, the audio circuitry. I mean, these chips are quite expensive. I think there was like $5 or $6 each, so that's like $12 in chips just there. And it's complete overkill for what we need to do. So I think we can do the sound with just the Arduino. We'll send out a PWM signal from the Arduino, send that through a low-pass filter, and then into an amplifier. So the low-pass filter will just be a simple resistor capacitor circuit, so just 2 components to replace all of that. And then we need a little audio amplifier, and I've got one here. I found this on AliExpress as well. This is a 3-watt amplifier, and it's even got an on-off switch. You can hear that click. So switch it on. You've got a volume control. All that for about 80 cents, I think it was. Bargain. And then that will feed into a little speaker. Maybe this one. I've got some other ones to try. But this one looks like it would fit quite well. And what else do we need? We need some controls. And I've been on AliExpress again, and I found, first of all, some mini joysticks. These are really tiny. It's a little 4-way joystick. I think the camera's going to focus on that. But anyway, it's a joystick. And I've got some little push buttons as well. And what I've done is I've made, where is it? Here. So to replace the control, put the little panel on here. I made a new little control panel, which will go there. And in here I can put my little joystick. And what I've done is I've 3D printed a few little kind of knob things to put on top. That's a switch. So if I put that on there, we get a little joystick. And I have a little push button to put in there. So this would be the controls for the game. Pretty cool, huh? And I've also cut out a little piece of wood like this to fit the screen. So the screen fits into there. I think, yeah. So the final, well, for the prototype, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this screen, it will let me, so upside down. Anyway, the screen's going to go in there somehow. There you go. I'm going to put the screen just in there for the prototype. I've got my little control panel, and we have to fit all this electronics inside the box. And one other thing I want to try as well is I want to make it battery powered. So I've got a little lithium battery, 2000 milliamp hours, and if you put a battery in, you need a battery charger, charging circuit, and a little 5-volt boost circuit. So we've got to get all that into this box. So we've got some work to do. And be sure to subscribe. I'll be posting updates as I go. And I'll see you in the next video.